Morning, Tater fans. Welcome to my Potato Hack Fact. I've received a number of questions and comments from viewers, so I thought it'd be nice to respond to those and just maybe outline some things that I would want to know if I were considering this hack. So let's dig in. First question, why am I doing this diet? Well, I got the idea from listening to a bunch of different podcasts, and I recall it being one that featured this guy named Georgy Dinkov, and that led me to start to reading in on it. Not long after that, I found out about Chris Voigt's story from a 2010 all potato diet that he went on, where he lost quite a bit of weight and made really dramatic improvements to his lipid panels, something like 35 to 45% across the board. And that was after just 60 days. I also heard about Penn Jillette and Kevin Smith's 2-week run on potatoes, and then just anecdotes from different fitness influencers, namely, I should say, Chris Kresser was one that I heard about. I think he was on Joe Rogan talking about it. So I just thought it would be interesting to try and see how it impacted my health and my weight loss. Plus I was looking for a change. I had had some success with the dieting plan that I'd started back in April the 4th, which was mostly carnivore. And so I thought, it's time to try something a little bit different. I'm planning to do this for 90 days as an experiment, and then I'll reevaluate whether I continue or switch things up again. And I do intend to return to eating animal products again, no question there. Question number 2, what about keto, carnivore, or fasting? Honestly, I think this is the most frequent comment that I've gotten. I'd say I've gotten a lot of enthusiastic comments on my potato-only series related to keto, carnivore, and fasting. I've actually experimented with both of those diets over the past 6 years, and I have actually seen some success in weight loss with both, but just not lasting success. So I've tried various intermittent fasting protocols and even a long-term water, electrolyte, and coffee only fast that lasted for 47 days back in 2017. And I actually posted about that experience under the same username Ditch2220 on r/fasting if you want to look at the receipts. While I enjoyed keto and carnivore, I really just couldn't keep the weight off or reach my goal. And the main issues though were that I had sleep issues and then loose stools for years. And I'll go into that more later because I'm sure you're excited about that. How many potatoes do I eat per day? It varies, but I'd say typically between 18 to 20 medium potatoes per day. I tracked calories for the first week using Cronometer, which varied from between 2,000 and 3,000 per day, which is kind of a big range, but it's the facts. So now, though, I just eat when I'm hungry and I try to forget about food otherwise. Question 4, do I have a structured feeding times or do I just eat anytime? I'd say it's closer to eating anytime. However, it does sort of end up having a sort of a structure. I usually just eat in the morning right after I use the restroom, weigh in, and record my little potato hack short, which is shortly after I wake up. I bring a couple of gallon bags of potatoes to work typically and just eat them as I feel throughout the day. And then for dinner, I try to eat and then go for a walk right after as soon as I get home from work every night. So. Question 5, what kind of potatoes do you eat? Well, I really eat any kind of potato, but russet, yellow, red, and sweet potatoes are what is available to me here locally. I was going to say, too, that the first time I tried sweet potatoes, which is about a week after being on just plain russet potatoes, the sweet potato tasted so good, it was like magical, but quickly after that, I kind of got tired of them. Question 6, how do I cook the potatoes? I don't know what the official rules are of the potato hack diet, but what I have read and what I felt was in my book, I should say, baked or boiled are the only way to do it right. So I personally prefer boiling though, because it leaves you with a nice moist potato that you can hold in your hand when it's cooled off. So that's what I do is I'm 100% boiled. Do I put anything on my potatoes? I put nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing on my potatoes. No salt, no pepper, no butter. And the idea behind that is to try to reduce the reward from eating and just focus on when I need to eat versus when I desire to eat. So, do I eat anything else? I eat nothing else. Do I take any supplements? Yes, I do take daily supplements. And so what I take is 4 grams of Redmond Real Salt to get 1.5 grams of sodium, and I take that in hot water after work in the evening. I take 2 scoops of Vital Proteins Collagen Peptides twice a day, once in my morning coffee, and then once in the salted water at night. I take Life Extension Vitamin D and K with iodine capsule, Life Extension B12 lozenge, aspirin twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And then I don't take this on a daily basis, but just one day I decided I wanted to try out the AG1 Athletic Greens. So during the whole span of this, over 20 days, I've taken 1 packet of that, which I guess contains artificial sweetener, which I don't really prefer, to be honest with you. So, question 10, what do I drink? I drink plain water, carbonated water, and coffee. I usually prefer the Caribou K-Cup coffee. I love the taste of it. Usually I have 2 cups in the morning and then a 3rd cup of a different kind of coffee at work, whatever they have there in the office. Question 11, would I recommend doing this diet? Well, I'm really not a health professional, so you're going to have to determine for yourself if you should attempt this diet and only do so at your own risk. But for me, the diet has had a positive impact on weight loss and how I feel overall, so I think it was the right decision for me. How often am I hungry? Really just no more or less than I was in the carnivore diet. When I'm hungry, I grab a potato, so having a bunch of them ready to go in large amounts is key. Question 13, is it hard to stick to this diet? It hasn't been for me, but I don't think this would be the same for everybody else. I actually like eating the same thing regularly, even when I was eating poorly. So this diet just kind of simplifies life for me, and I've come to really enjoy the taste of plain potatoes, which is a big surprise to me because I didn't really think that that was something I would like as much as I do. The key to sticking to it is, again, having this prepared the night before so you can just grab them when you have the urge to eat and, avoid other food temptations. So, question 14, what have been the upsides of this diet? Well, a huge benefit, which I promised I would cover later, is regular stools. In the keto and carnivore sphere, there's a saying, never trust a fart, and that was pretty much my life for years. I had my gallbladder removed in 2001, and I think this is why I struggled on that high-fat diet. But I am stone cold regular on potatoes, and it has been a huge relief. I've seen, sustained dramatic weight loss, and the diet's pretty economical. A 10-pound bag of potatoes is about $5.34 at my local grocery store, and so it's not too bad. What have the downsides been? The main downside is really just the monotony of eating a single food item. Although I don't mind eating the same meal, I like to have varied tastes and textures if I could have it my way. Question 16, am I worried about malnutrition? Yeah, a little bit. I'm supplementing, as I mentioned, to prevent some nutritional deficiencies like B12, for example. But I'm only planning to do this for 90 days, so I don't think I'm at a significant risk in that time period with the supplements that I'm taking. But yeah, it is on my mind. Question 17, are you worried about losing muscle? Also, yes. I'm more focused, though, right now on losing fat and improving my health. There's plenty of time to build muscle after this experiment, and I walk a lot to help maintain my muscle as well as supplement the protein that's in potatoes with collagen peptides. So I'm getting between like 85 and 100 grams of protein, and while it's not perfect in quality or as much as I would want, it's something. And so that is in the back of my mind, but not something that makes me stay up at night. Question 18, are you doing any strength training? Well, I'm not at the moment, but I am actually planning to sign up for a gym here over the next couple days. I'm going out today to look at some different gyms and make a decision on where I might go. So, am I doing any cardio? Yeah, actually I do quite a bit of cardio. I try to complete 10,000 steps a day, and there was a point where I had done as much as 25,000 steps per day, but that's been less consistent lately. I really just look for ways to squeeze in a walk every day as often as I can, like first thing in the morning, at lunch, at work, and then, I do the most of the walking though at night after work when it's cool. Do I have energy or feel tired? Well, my sleep is better overall. As long as I go to bed on time, though, I am usually waking up with consistent energy that lasts all day. There's some exceptions if you look at my videos where I woke up tired, and Sometimes that's because I got to bed late, and other times I think I would attribute it to sleep apnea, which I've been diagnosed with. So, hoping to cure that also by losing weight. So, I have a pretty mentally demanding job too, which is mostly related to stress. And I'm able to keep up with the demands at the office based on this diet. So, energy has not been a problem. Question 21. What should I avoid or be careful of? Don't overcook your potatoes because they crack, fill with water, and then the taste kind of gets diminished. Oh yeah, remember that potatoes retain a lot of heat, so be careful not to burn your mouth. I'm saying that because I did so recently. And, I guess just overall, know your body, ensure you're getting proper nutrition, be aware of any risks that you're taking in terms of going on a diet like this. And question 22, any final insights? Well, savor the flavor. I guess, you might think potatoes are bland, but when you're on this kind of diet, your taste buds really reset, and potatoes are a lot nicer than you imagine. And then I've said it before, I think a couple of times, but prep, because don't skip that step, and the hack's going to go much easier when you've just got potatoes at hand and you don't have to wait 40 minutes boiling them in a pot. You don't have to think for an hour about whether you want that cheeseburger or not, If I've missed any burning questions, let me know in the comment section, and perhaps I'll consider a follow-up FAQ down the road. But that's all for now. See you tomorrow.